Greetings from the Arcturian High Council. We bring you blessings to all that are present. We greet you from this realm, though it is not too far separated from your existence. The High Council sits before you. Allow all of your energies to be centered in the center of the room for the greatest reception of this transmission. So the intent has been placed to explain and understand your perception of what you call mind control. Mind control is something that is purely a humanistic trait. That is something that is perceived by your human mind, your physical mind, the capability of your physical mind's experience within your existence on your plane. Mind control can be whatever you wish it to be. Positive, negative, neutral. It can be whatever you wish it to be. Understand this, that anything that is received energetically, physically, through your eyes and through your ears, physically received, can be considered a form of mind control. For if someone approaches you and explains you something that you do not quite understand, but they bring you information that you haven't had before, it does change the thought process in front of you. That is controlling your mind, because it is changing your thought pattern. But we sense there is a greater question. But what about this? What about the information that is brought to us on a daily basis? What it is about what we read? What is it about what we hear? All the aspects of the chaos that is in front of you upon this planet. Yes, each of those things is going to be considered a mind control aspect because it is entering through your physical field. How do you alleviate yourself of this perspective of mind control? The only true way to alleviate yourself of this perspective of mind control is to physically disengage from your body. That is the transition point. That is the purpose of why you are here. It is to experience all of this aspect of existence. But once you transition and you are back into the energetic form, you've alleviated yourself of your physical mind and its processes. So mind control itself is not one physical thing that you are perceiving it to be. It is not that it is negative. It is not that it is positive. And it is not that it is neutral. It is what you perceive it to be. For it is just the information that is being received. It is simply put, it is the information that is being received by the physical body, by the physical being itself, and how that physical being interprets, translates, manipulates the understanding of what is being transmitted. For as you sit there now before the council, you are receiving information through your physical inputs, through your ears, some through your eyes. And in that, You are receiving information that you have not understood before. You are receiving information that is new. You are receiving information that might be contrary to what you believe. And in a manner of understanding, it would be considered mind control, because it is changing a perception that you may have, whether that is positive, negative, or neutral. It is this fact that all that is processed by your physical mind is just that. It is ever changing. It is perspective. It is a reception of information that is then translated through your physical being's processing point, which is your mind. And this is why you have chosen this existence in the physical human state, to experience all of what it is to experience. Many of you have come here and you have done this in prior existences. Many of you may return to this existent state. Many of you may transition on into another body, into another existence. But this existence, this human existence, is the one that you've chosen because it is the one that is most difficult, and it is the one that will gain you most lessons in this time frame. So it is to have this understanding. No matter what you are receiving, it is for you to energetically interpret, energetically understand, and make a decision whether it is something that you wish to allow to be retained in your physical mind, or is it something that you would like to retain in your energetic field? For the energetic field will give you the greatest discernment. The physical mind will begin to interpret it whatever way it wishes. And that is where your understanding of mind control comes from. It is how it manipulates the mind thought, the processes, changes things in front of you, why you feel a certain way. It is all of the input being processed directly through your mind itself. If there would be any questions, you may ask them.
Thank you for your presence. And while we understand your explanation, and thank you for that, what about mind control in terms of purposefully deceitful information? For example, reptilian influence, or even those on the human plane who seek to purposefully deceive and manipulate our thoughts and emotions and actions in a detrimental way. What would you like to say to that, please?
First, to address the initial aspect. You bring up the aspect of the reptilian. For you must understand and have a concept of all, as you would say, alien, extraterrestrial, other earthly beings. Yes, just as there are in the human factor, in the human perspective, those that wish to be of ill intent, there have been those in the extraterrestrial realm of equal kind, ill intent. It is to have an understanding. Just with as much as there is in positivity, there has to be an equal balance of, as you would say, negativity. It is what keeps the balance of all things together. For if it is all positively charged, all positively aspect, then there is nothing to achieve. You would call this, in your human terms, this would be a bliss-like state. There would be nothing to achieve because it is all before you. It is all there. There is no challenge. There is no reason to understand things because it has all been provided. It is a perfect state. But the perfect state is an equal balance of positivity and negativity. It is how they coexist in the middle is the most important aspect. So just as there are those, as you say, reptilians, and they have a negative connotation to the humans, yes, it is true that there are negative aspects of the reptilians, but there are negative aspects to all ET beings. To one layer or another, there are deceptive beings all throughout all races. That is, again, purposeful. It is to identify what is lacking on the opposite side, in the positivity side. It draws attention to what is needed, not what needs to be changed, but what is needed to create a state of balance. That is why that is necessary. Just as it is here on this planet with the human race, you look around your planet, you look around your personal being, and you understand that there are those that wish to do you harm. You understand that there are those that have a negative thought, a negative feeling towards you. But in that, if you wish to take on their negativity, that is going to be an experience for you to understand of your negativity that is now welling up inside of you. But if you decide to look at their negativity and ask yourself, what is it that I need to raise in my positivity to create an equal balance, a balanced state of understanding, then no matter the negative, there will always be balance because you will be on the positive side of your understanding. As far as your human race, as far as those that wish to manipulate, those that wish to change things with others, again, it is a state of balance. If you are not willing to take on the challenge of balancing the energy that is around you, that is then when you feel manipulated. That is when you feel as if you have not succeeded in what you are here to achieve. Yes, there are going to be those that do not believe that there is an existence other than their own existence. There are those that have a belief that if others do not do what they say that they need to do, that it'll impact someone else negatively, then it is for that being, you, if it is so chosen, to stand above that and understand the negativity that is there and change your positive aspect, your positive outlook, your positive gain in that situation, and begin to feel the balance come into play. It is not to say that it will not be challenging. It will be. But this is part of your challenge here as a human. The challenges are different in other existences. But here, in your humanness, in your human realm, they are visible. They are tangible. They are there for you to interact physically with. That is the greatest challenge of being a human in this existence. It is to take on what is in front of you. Remain as positively charged as you possibly can to remain in a state of balance. Not a state of imbalance, of being overly positive. But the perfect state is a perfect state of balance, understanding and countering each of the negative energy, the negative charges, the negative thoughts, the negative notions. encountering them with an equal amount of positivity of existence.
Beautiful. Thank you very much for that explanation.
I'm just okay.
David has a question. Go ahead, David.
Okay, collective prayer and collective good feelings and everything are beneficial, and they've been proven that they can help people, and your intent goes before you. So if you have good intentions, and it will, people can feel that. But are they trying to get a collected anger response from people and a fear response from people, so that it sends out a negative signal to all other beings that we're diseased, so that no one will want to come here? Is the intention to make us unilaterally angry and afraid, so that is the energy that we put off on this planet, so everything avoids us, so no help will come? This is essentially just a Jolly Roger flag that says we're diseased, stay away.
From the greater observation of this council and all galactic councils, the planet that you inhabit, the earthly plane that you exist in, the planet itself is not diseased, is not challenged, is not overwrought with those that you perceive as overly negative. To the contrary, the planet itself is constantly in a healing state. It is constantly transmuting as much of the negativity as it can. But it takes a greater balance of the human collective to stand up in that positivity and thwart those notions. For those that have the perception that others are casting out a negative field in front of them to change and wash over this planet, and to change all of humanity into a negative thought stream, into a negative illness, so that it overruns this entire planet for their benefit. That is not the case. So it is to put your mind at ease and understand this. That in itself is, again, a thought construct, or can be perceived as brainwashing, mind control. It is those thoughts that overrun the human thought process to run themselves into a narrow alley that cannot be thought their way out of. Meaning, there are those that wish to do me harm, and they are out there constantly, and I have to constantly prepare myself and battle against them, and I have to put myself into a place at which I understand that those negative people are always out there, and they're always going to be casting their negative energy out there, and they're always going to be doing these things in order to harm the human race. That is a very narrow path to be on, with very tall sides. It is hard to climb out of that. But what you must realize is, once you disconnect from that type of thought process, that type of mind control, the walls begin to slide right back into Mother Earth where they belong, because Mother Earth will then transmute that. That then opens up your energy channel to be in a state of positivity, a constant state of positivity. This is quite similar to your media, your social media, your transmissions of information. It depends on what you wish to listen to. If you wish to listen to all of it. It will set the walls mighty high and the path very thin. And you'll begin to feel it close in around you. This is that mind control. But if you wish to take a stand, if you wish, and we say this because it is unique to the human factor, it is unique to the human race, that you have control. You would say this in your terms of free will. It is entirely up to you if you wish to take a stand and shift your energy. And it is just as simple as that. It is to shift the energy quickly, profoundly, and understand exactly your divine essence. For it is this essence, it is this vibration, it is this positivity that is with you. It is always with you. You brought that here to you, into your human existence. And when you gain control of that, it is as if the light in front of you increases exponentially. And it then takes away the shadows around you, illuminates the walls before you, and you begin to see them ascend into Mother Earth. And at that point, you begin to feel the balance. So do not be trapped in a loop of understanding that there are all those that are wishing to do ill will to you. Because the truth of it is, yes, they are. They're out there. They're all around you. They've always been there. This planet is that purpose. It is to experience the things you cannot experience in any other existence. This is the most challenging existence that a human will experience, that a being will experience, that a soul will experience. This is the most challenging aspect that you have chosen to take on. And it is just that. It is to find a balance, not an overriding positivity where you must stand tall and be above everyone else. It is to find balance, neutrality between the negative and the positive. For it is all equal. Negativity is what you make of it. Negativity is what you place in your physical mind, mind control. It is how you perceive the negativity. What does it look like to you? How do you build a construct around the negativity that is in your existence? What does it look like to you? Is it scary? Is it nondescript? Does it bring fear? Those are all aspects that your mind begins to build around that vibration. For your mind controls those aspects, just as it controls the positive aspects. What does positivity look like? Does it bring you joy? Put a smile upon your physical face. Does it bring you overwhelming emotion deep within your core? Those are all positive aspects. Those are all what your mind controls. So again, it's a balance. You've taken this challenge on. You are here purposefully. You are here doing exactly what you have chosen to do. And yes, many of you had challenges. Many of you have challenges. Many of you will have challenges beyond what you can comprehend. But if you can find balance, that is where you'll begin to find enlightenment.
Thank you very much for that. Was there anything you'd like to say about AI? What do we need to know about artificial intelligence, good or bad?
your perception of artificial intelligence is quite unique for your human race. Therefore, you put that construct around something that is artificially derived. An understanding that it may come from a computer that has some sort of intelligence greater than yours. It has an understanding and intelligence where it can make its own decisions. But if you truly understand, you would have to go well back, well before all of that understanding. For the computer itself did not write its own programming. The individuals that write the programming have already had the programming within them. That has been brought in from a greater intelligence, has it not? That is the greatest understanding. For your perception of AI is something that is a human construct. But what do you believe? Where do you believe? Where is your belief system? Is it something of a higher intelligence? Why is that not considered artificial intelligence? It is something that you have no concept of what it actually is, but it is intelligence. It is something that you believe has brought all existence into place, all existence, and its intelligence for each one of the beings. So in itself, is that not an artificial intelligence? So you must understand where it all begins, where it all has begun. A central point, a central node, a central piece of existence. And from there, it begins to replicate into different beings, different thought patterns, different thought streams. And here you are as an intelligent species upon some planet somewhere. And now you, as humans, begin to create something that you believe is going to think upon itself. But are you not an artificial intelligent being? Where is your intelligence coming from? Where is your programming coming from? So you must uncover. You must deconstruct those thoughts. You must take and break each of those thoughts down back to the beginning and reformulate how your perception of what intelligence, artificial or not, is. To the question of whether it is good or bad. Is your intelligence good or bad? Does it make the proper decisions? Does it make the proper choices? Are they always proper or are they always negative? Are they always positive? Where are those decisions coming from? So if a computer program that some individual that has gotten intelligence from some other place begins to replicate itself in an artificial way, then it is up to those beings that create that program, just as it has been the central node that has created you. There will be choices, but it is not to say they are good or bad. Again, just in your existence, it is a place of neutrality. There's going to be positive and there's going to be negative. It is how you then perceive what is in front of you, of what decisions and choices are made. It will be easily understood. It will be easily discernible, very quickly and very truthfully.
Awesome, thank you.
Is my Arcturian counterpart part of the council? Part of your council?
Yes, Commander, he does sit at the table.
Does he have a message this evening?
There's a breath of clarity that is just directly in front of you. There is a breath of clarity that is opening for you. This will allow your transmissions and your interpretations of what we are bringing you to begin to build the project that you are assigned to. Do not give up hope on the assignment. It is still relevant, it is still processing. But this shift in energy and this breath of openness will begin to change your reception. It will begin to fine-tune the reception. So allow yourself this moment now to clear your memory processes for a new beginning of downloads, a new beginning of information and channel. This is going to be a clarity purging so that all transmissions will be of the highest frequency for reception and decoding.
Wonderful, thank you. Do you have the ability to tap into the quantum realm so that we would be able to identify some of the humans' galactic counterparts who are with us today? Do you have access to that information?
The connection has been made.
Are we still speaking with the Arcturians or the Zeta?
You are.
Okay, thank you. Sarah, do you know or do you want to know who your galactic counterpart is? Your race?
Sure.
Can Sarah know, please, who her galactic family is, please?
This individual's direct connection is the Pleiadians and from the Pleiades star system.
Thank you. And Mary would also like to know, please.
Again, the Pleiades, connected directly to the Pleiades star system.
Nikki, right? Nikki would also like to know, please.
The Lyran constellation is her direct connection.
David, would you like to know? No.
No, thank
What's your name? I'm sorry.
Angie.
Angie would like to know as well too, please.
Zeta Reticuli is her point of connection.
Nice, thank you so much. Tish, are you good? Okay. Does anybody else have any other question? Oh, I'm sorry, Carol. Go ahead. Carol would like to know as well.
Arcturian connection is her primary.
Wonderful, thank you. And Mimi has a question for you, please, before you go.
A question that could possibly be directed to the Pleiadian Star Surgeon group. Any updates, any information to share with us here?
in the coming days and months, the physical body itself is going to be changing energetically. You will understand this through a physical form of transformation. There will be physical attributes of the human body that will begin to exhibit physical representations of your galactic connection. Whether that is a shift of perception of your physical body through your memory, your physical sight, and your physical feelings. You will begin to exhibit these physical attributes. They will only be seen by your physical being. They will not be seen by others, but you will begin to see these physical attributes. This is the attunement and alignment process that is taking place throughout this cycle of energetic change to your physical planet. This is in preparation for a greater shift that is going to be taking place upon your physical planet. This shifting of physical presence is to prepare you to sustain the physical energy presence that is going to be washing over your planet.
That was for Mimi specifically, correct?
This is correct.
Thank you for that. Is there anything else that this group needs to know this evening, please?
For each and every one of you, we ask, no matter your connection, no matter your belief, no matter your placement upon this planet, spend time observing the stars in front of you, observing the space that is out in front of you. That is not to say to cast your eyes skyward. It is to say the stars that are in front of you, the space that is in front of you. Each and every one of you is a star. Each and every one of you represents a star. There is space around you, and begin to observe that space around you and around others. And that will be truly your understanding. You'll begin to observe what it is to be connected to your galactic existence. This feeling of home, this feeling of comfort, this feeling of camaraderie around others of your liking. And to spend time looking skyward. We are there, providing messages to you, sending messages to you. But you must spend time willing to receive them. Spend time looking skyward. You'll see us, you'll sense us, you'll feel us as we provide these messages to you. Be willing to receive them.
Thank you. And before you go, one last question from Carol, if you may.
I was just curious, you said one was primary. Does that mean that there are other connections as well?
The primary is the closest approach for this existence. There is a mantis connection as well in another, as you would call it, a parallel existence. And so there is this mantis connection as well.
Beautiful. Thank you, and the Pleiadians and all of the Arcturians who spoke with us for coming in this evening. Thank you very much.
And we are honored, and we thank you for being there to receive.